Okakesa ribuyela kesa Rinda ufuna ngenze njani bamnandi
thatha omunye umfazi
Tswe
Uyabona le ntombazana isokuvuca njengemoto phakathi ebhaketheni.
Thabisa.
Konke kumesikhuluma ngayo.
Inle.
Indodakazi yakho le.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to ASR, African Stories Realized. This is our weekly review of Adulting Season 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Episode 9 picks up with Bonga and Nkanyezi announcing to their shocked family and friends that they had decided to end their marriage, with Bonga's uncle clashing with Nkanyezi's brother. Mpho consoled Bonga, reassuring him that he will bounce back stronger. Back from his trip in the Portuguese islands, Mpho seemed to have moved on from Zithulele and the kids as he moved into a new home and blocked Zithulele's number. After failing to reach Mpho, Zithulele paid Bonga a visit, complaining about Mpho abandoning her and the twins, claiming that she couldn't get a hold of him anyway. Bonga was caught in between the couple and promised Zithulele that he would talk to Mpho, but Mpho was unbothered, insisting that he needed to focus on himself right now, revealing to his friend that he had purchased a new home and had also found a new woman, Naledi, who was impressed that Mpho had moved into a more family-friendly home. Zithulele finally managed to track down Mpho and confronted him for ghosting her and the kids, questioning when he will pay the debts he owes, including the kids' medical aid and school fees. Mpho insisted that he was putting himself first and would pay the debts in his own time, which Zithulele was not happy about. Back at Mpho's place, him and Naledi engaged in some pillow talk, where Naledi revealed to a disappointed Mpho that she had a son, who she was eager for him to meet as they move forward in their relationship. Meanwhile, Eric bought back his car and started buying some stuff around the house. However, his grandmother was not happy with Minkie's increased influence on Eric's life, which she blamed for his return to criminality. Eric insisted that Minkie wasn't to blame for his return to a life of crime, but his grandmother warned him that she would be his downfall. The gents later came by Eric's place and also warned him about messing around with Minkie, and he soon got a reality check during lunch when Minkie started causing a scene at the restaurant. During his girlfriend's rant, Eric made a run for it, hopping in his car and slipping away. When Eric got home, he found that his ex-girlfriend, Mapaseka, had paid them a visit. She revealed that she missed him, and the couple quickly reconnected before sharing a kiss. At Beth's place, Vuyani tried to convince Beth to send her daughter away, but she insisted that Mpumi could stay for as long as she wanted. That morning, Mpumi confronted Vuyani for avoiding her and continued seducing him, tempting him once again to hook up with her. And his opportunity soon came when Beth left for a trip, with Mpumi encouraging Vuyani to seize the moment. However, Vuyani insisted that he wasn't interested and had some work to do. He left for the club where he revealed to the gents just how close he was to temptation. When Vuyani got back home, Mpumi was ready and waiting in some lingerie. She pounced on him, and the two finally hooked up. Back at Bonga's place, he said his final goodbyes to Nkanyezi as his wife moved out. There seemed to be no hard feelings, but upon receiving a voice note from a disappointed mother lamenting his divorce, Bonga was triggered, and the episode ends with him repossessing the car that he bought for Nkanyezi while they were married. That was a very spiteful move from Bonga, but I feel sorry for him because everyone's blaming him for the divorce when it was actually Nkanyezi's betrayal that pushed them to this point. The gents know about Nkanyezi and the pills, but the families don't, so Nkanyezi's reputation remains intact. I think that's what's really getting to Bonga right now. Someone always has to be a bad guy in the divorce, and right now it's him. Eric seems to have come to his senses, but is it too late? His grandmother actually had a point. When Eric was with Mapaseka, he was staying out of trouble. With Minkie, he had fallen back into his old life. My only concern is that he's already on the cops' radar, and that'll still be hanging over his head even if he tries to move on with Mapaseka, who I hope can fight, because we all know Minkie isn't going down without one. Despite his good intentions, there's so much that can go wrong for Eric before the season is over. Vuyani finally gave in to Mpumi's advances, but am I the only one who thought Beth was gonna walk in on them while they were getting it on? But I do think Beth was a little naive to leave her daughter alone with Vuyani. She really set him up for failure, because no matter what happens, it's gonna look like Vuyani was the one who pursued Mpumi. Beth won't believe that Mpumi was the one chasing after Vuyani. Basically, to Beth, it's gonna look like he took advantage of her, like any parent would. Mpho got hit with karma this episode. I don't have a problem with his decision to put himself first, but how long was he going to pretend he didn't have kids, which is the main reason he was avoiding Zithulele. He didn't want Naledi to find out he had kids, but he was so busy lying, he forgot to ask Naledi if she had kids. So now he's a whole stepfather on top of the responsibilities he was trying to run away from. That was a great twist because Naledi probably doesn't mind that he has kids, but because he lied about it, he's in a precarious situation. He finds himself stuck because he's definitely not stepfather material and he also needs to come clean about his own children. But again, I don't think Naledi would mind. The main thing is that I don't think Mpho would want to be a stepfather. There were a few inconsistencies regarding the debts that Mpho was supposed to pay. There was also no resolution on the bond for the house, and that was a plot point which I thought would come with more consequences. What we did find out is that some significant time passed in this episode, with Zithulele mentioning that she hadn't seen Mpho in a couple of weeks. I did predict earlier on in the season that Zithulele and Mpho might get back together, and I'm still holding out hope for that. It was a great episode today, and it sets us up perfectly as we head into the final 4 episodes, and I expect a strong finish. Adulting Season 3 is streaming on Showmax every Saturday, and we'll be back next week with another review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is ASR for the love of African filmmaking and storytelling.